switchboard.
Okay.
There we go. Welcome, everyone. Take us all in. I mean, let's just take a moment and maybe you could just take a moment and look at some goddess that you are seeing right now who happens to have a camera on. And maybe you could imagine just gazing into her eyes as we open this circle. And as we ground down into the present moment, just imagine those roots going deep down to the earth. Let's take 3 breaths together. And let's be really courageous and look at that goddess that we've just intuitively chosen for now. And as we breathe these 3 breaths, let's make them the most loving, conscious, present breath, where we're really blessing this goddess with all that love from our heart, right? Without any words. Can we do that? Are you in for that? Say yes. Yes, all here? Cool. Okay, so pick your goddess. And if it's maybe someone whose camera is not working right now, you can, gaze into that figure and imagine what they would look like. Okay, so let's go ahead. And then we could even imagine that we're all holding hands. How about that? But we have someone opposite us, someone who's just catching our attention. And then we take a lovely, beautiful, full breath in. And then as we exhale, we gaze into her eyes and we just let her know, hey, I'm so grateful that you're here. Thank you. Thank you for coming. And then we take another deep, full breath. And then from our heart to her heart, we say, I love you. I love you just for being you. All of you. And then with our 3rd breath, we imagine just opening up all that love we feel for ourselves, for us, others here, to the whole circle. So the next breath is for all of us. You ready? Take a full breath in. And let it go. And then maybe you'd like to put your hands near your heart. And then you gaze into her eyes and you say, thank you. I look forward to spending this time with you. There we go. So now we've opened up our circle and we've connected, right? We have connected here with a very clear intention. And that intention I'd like to specify for today. So apart from always wanting our highest good to unfold and to uplift each other, today's topic is going to be a mix out of the things that I have been gathering out of the field. So here's the input that I got. From Nicole, I got the topic of flow. How do we respond and handle times when that flow seems a little choppy? Right? It's no longer the graceful flow, but things are sticky and how do we still find that flow again? That's one topic. Then Yolanda gave me another topic that's all got to do with children. And in her case, it's one of her granddaughters who's just not happy at school and has changed school now for the 3rd time. And she's diagnosed with all kinds of labels and what you do, right? And then in my field this morning, I also had a conversation with a mom and a dad who are struggling with their little 4-year-old Valentine. And Valentine doesn't want to go to kindergarten. And he's never actually wanted to go to kindergarten, no matter which kindergarten this was. So what to do? So out of this bunch of topics, what came through to me was the topic of feeling safe. The topic of feeling safe no matter what's going on, no matter whether we're in kindergarten or we're in school or we're maybe at university or we're in a job or we're in a home, right? We need to feel safe, because when we feel safe, we're able to tune into what's really important right now for our highest good. But if we're constantly, I don't know, like in a ship, and we're plugging holes the whole time and we're in constant alarm mode, we're not going to be able to access what? The prefrontal cortex, right? We're not going to be able to access our highest intelligence, and that highest intelligence is intuition. And that's my thing. So I thought, why don't we talk about that today and make that the topic, and then also gather stories and maybe beliefs and stuff from the field here now out of our goddess circle. And then when we do our transformational process, we put that all in there, right? We shift the energy. And then when we've done that, we intend together as the power of 8 multiplied in this circle. Does that sound like a cool plan for today? Yes, we're in a kind of democracy here, so I like to get the votes. Okay. So what do we have right now as spotlight? Can we all see each other still? No? Yes? No? Okay, different.
Gallery view.
We've got gallery view. Thank you, Lily. So for this topic of safety, why don't we get us co-hosts all into the middle of the circle, because there we have a 4-leaf clover. Are we a 4-leaf clover? Yolanda, Lily, Nicole, and I. And here us 4 are gonna represent the kind of synopsis of the group. And I'm inviting you to pop in the chat if stuff pops up for you, and then one of the goddesses will tell me. So, safety. What does it mean to feel safe, and why is it even important? So apart from that it's a nice feeling, I'd like to start out this conversation, and I might have told you this in a previous goddess circle, I don't know, maybe a year ago or something, but it's so important that I think we can go into this again. So the moment that the topic of safety, feeling safe, became extremely important to me was when I discovered that the brain creates pain in the body when the body doesn't feel safe. Pain is created in the brain when the body doesn't feel safe. That is so. There's a lot of research on that. And if we know that, then we know that we must feel safe to be able to heal. We must feel safe to be able to be in that state where our nervous system, our digestive system, our hormonal system, and all the jam is working in harmony. Do you agree? Yes? Okay, cool. So then the next step, and this is where you want your pen and paper, is to ask yourself the question, when throughout my day do I feel unsafe? So going through your usual day, when you think about that, what kind of moments have you feeling unsafe? Here's a couple of examples that what used to really trigger me is, and I guess it still does influence me, I'm just handling it better, is noise. So whenever I travel, for instance, I don't know, take New York, one of the noisiest cities on this planet. Whenever I'm there and I spend a couple of days there, I notice that it jazzes me up. It has me feeling a little anxious because I never find that peace of. And then in the nighttime, you have the sirens going on. It's like it's alerting you the whole time, right? So that's something that I just know I don't enjoy that much. I can do it for little increments of time. I think it's fun. But then I want to have my peace. And then that's why I've learned, for instance, so here we then go into what's the action step that I can take, but that'll come later, is I always travel with earplugs. I found the best earplugs that I like. They're little silicone balls that I can shape into my ears, and I just seal it off. And then I always travel with my goddess mask, right? I always have something like this with me, so I can shut out information on the outside when I don't want it. So what comes up for you? Another thing along noise I would notice, for instance, and that's when, your brain will start bringing you all the patterns that are connected to it. I used to get very stressed in the mornings taking my children to school. I wanted to take my children to school because I liked setting them off into the day like that, right? And I felt that this was something that Mama wanted to do, and we were all in the car, and it was kind of fun. But I noticed that when they became teenagers, especially the boys, they would get into the car, connect their phones, and wham, we'd have the music on. And it would be very loud, and then they would start talking to me on top of the music. And then maybe amongst each other too. And by the time we were at the first school, I was like, oh God. So I learned that is something that I don't have to do to myself, do I? I can handle that. I can get into control of that situation. So as you're going through your moments of unsafety, really tune into all kinds of situations and just write them down. And then Lily, Nicole, Yolanda, unmute yourself, and then let's start the conversation. What comes up for you? So I've given you just one example that came up for me, for instance. Lily, how about you going first? Nicole, Yolanda, get ready, and then unmute, please.
What stresses me now is the shorter days, the dark, when to me it should be still daytime activity. So when I walk through the house, we haven't got any windows in the kitchen, and there are dark rooms that I walk through, and I don't appreciate the total darkness, even though my husband has actually put in light sensor switches all over the place so we can walk anywhere in the middle of the night and the lights just turn on.
Interesting, right? So darkness is a thing. Darkness has Lily feel unsafe. Interesting, right? Nicole, Yolanda, come on, get unmuted so we don't have to wait. You're cool, Nicole.
Yeah, for me, it's funny. I had the same thing like Lily. As a child, I remember sometimes going down into the cellar and getting some drinks or something that were stored down there. And it still is for me like going into dark places like this or so. I went down, I grabbed it, and I ran up as fast as I could.
I remember doing that too, but my fear was not the darkness. My fear, because there were these, next to the stairs, there were these wooden kind of sticks going down. And my fear was that someone would grab my legs through the sticks. That was kind of the thing. And getting into bed, remembering now too, I would always jump into bed. I would never walk to the bed and then get in again, because there could be somebody underneath my bed to grab my legs. Now, just interesting, right? Totally irrational, but it's there. So how about you, Yolanda? What comes up for you?
I don't feel safe in an airplane. And I think it's because I went with my mother when I was 19 years old to Tunisia, and we had to make an emergency stop. And since then, I was not comfortable anymore in the airplane.
Yeah, but you work.
I fly, I do it because I'm too curious to go to all the countries. But
it's not the thing.
Every sound I hear is.
I get that. So, but here's my question. Before you were 19, you were okay flying, or you didn't fly? Was that your first?
Yes. Before I was okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for anybody listening, because these are interesting things when things suddenly happen because of a bad experience, know that all the tools that we show you here in the Goddess Circle, you can use on that instant. So Yolanda could go and she could designate, right? She could designate however long it takes to be completely chill and happy about that by knowing where it's coming from. But okay, we don't want to go into therapy yet. We're still gathering. So what we have now is noise, darkness, and airplanes specific, right? Does anything else come up for you, Yolanda, that's maybe a little older? So before 19?
Spiders. My father was always bringing these big boxes with oranges from the ships he was working with these companies, and he put them in the cellar, and then he always asked me to go down and to pick some oranges or mandarins or whatever. And there were spiders, but they were really this big. They were with a lot of hairs on the legs, and my grandmother came to catch them, and she was pulling a glass over them, and the legs were out. Oh, it was terrible, and you could hear them walking on the wood. And so now spiders in France, I really have to get used to it, because it gets better. It's getting better now, but well.
Right. So we have a couple of topics. I can't see the chat on my phone, so put in the chat what else is coming up for you that might be very sort of little things throughout the day. So something we haven't mentioned yet. Lily, can you tell me, is there anything in the chat that I could take notes of?
Yes. Lisbeth says a long to-do list and time limits.
So time pressure has her feeling unsafe. That I recognize that one too. If someone is constantly pushing me, it's urgent, I have to get on with it. I kind of have the feeling I can't take my time. that also has me feeling stressed and anxious and unsafe, right? So I'll put time pressure there. Okay, what else?
Sitska says, I feel unsafe when I want to meditate when I'm surrounded by people who don't meditate.
Okay.
And
so going into silence, going within on your own without people around you doing it has a feeling unsafe. And that's definitely something you want to change, because you might have to be the first one to go meditate, right? You're going to wait for all the others to do it, or you can only meditate with others around you. Kind of the purpose of meditation is gone, because that's a gift to you. So that's definitely good. And there, go deeper for that person who said that. Go deeper and say, what about it is it? Is it having my eyes closed? And what fear comes up? Is it the fear that someone, I don't know, will look at me, take a picture of me, make fun of me, come and disturb me? I don't know, what is it, right? So it's really nice to look. In German, I would say, schau genau hin. Take a moment to really look at this and not just do a quick, oh yeah, whatever list. Okay, Lily, what else?
Lisa says, I feel unsafe when I'm in crowded places.
Mm-hmm.
And then Margie, and also the same with noise and light, but it's much better when I'm fit and do some meditation and quantum jumps.
And that's a good point to notice. Of course, if we're in a really good balanced state, we can handle something like that. And we have to, right? Life is not always going to be perfect, that everybody's quiet around us and knows exactly what we need right now. But if it's a constant thing, then we have to do something about it. Oh, continue. Crowded places. Got that one.
Margian says, when I am busy, I sleep worse than when I feel unsafe at night.
Mm-hmm.
And Luna, not having a salary is the thing that makes me feel unsafe the most.
Yeah, so money issues, money worries, right?
Sylvia wants, I feel unsafe when there is no bathroom in the area.
Okay, so that also might be a childhood thing, right? Having that feeling, especially as a kid, don't you remember you were not in control of whether there was a bathroom sometimes, and then you maybe had long road trips, and then you were told, hold it until the next time, we can't now. And then it was maybe weird having to go somewhere in the grass or whatever. So just note down, where do you think it's coming from? Because if you knew where this is coming from, whatever specific fear and unsafety you've noticed, write it down. Thank you, Lily.
Aurelia says, when my daughters are unwell, litigate with their friends, feel lonely.
So worrying about our kids.
Mm-hmm.
And we go back to also this, what Yolanda was also sharing, right? Or any caregiver that notices their kid is unhappy, but that's a stress factor, right? Okay, worrying about others. Mm-hmm.
Gabriella says, to swim in a lake when I can't see the ground.
Yes, that's a classic, isn't it? Lots of people have that. I funnily enough do not have it in lakes or rivers, but the ocean. Ocean, I'm like, that's so deep, not sure. Okay, not seeing the ground, yes.
Ethel says, I feel unsafe when there are too many lamps shining in the evening. I prefer the darkness, also noise and unknown people and crowds.
Light, okay, and the unknown. Okay, we've got a bunch.
Stefania says, I feel unsafe when I'm in the car in the main street, not in the town. And I feel unsafe when I'm in the deep water or the sea. And Karen says, I'm afraid to get stress. With stress, my brains get blocked. I was used to live on stress.
Oh, that's a good one. Afraid of stress.
Yeah.
Also interesting. It's like a double whammy. Okay.
I loved it to get work done in short time, but now I cannot stand stress anymore. I'm afraid to work under stress. That's it.
Okay, well, so you've got now fear and stress. So we definitely want to untangle that, okay? So now that we have defined what we don't want anymore, are you in? I mean, you have literally found something that, can you see how this can be holding you back in many, many different areas of your life? Just this one fear. Can you see that? Do you, because this is what you want to notice. You want to notice from this little seedling of fear or unsafety, how is that going into your relationships? How is that going into your ability to experience pleasure and adventure? How is that affecting your ability to maybe be very successful in I don't know, your business, making money, right? The worst thing is, the worrying about money is the state that creates the lack of money, right? So, but then we know, oh my God, I mustn't worry about money. So then I judge myself for worrying about money. So then you have two conflicts inside of yourself, where what you would need to do is own and say, oh, interesting. I'm worrying about money. I'm worrying about my safety. I'm worrying about my financial safety. Where's this actually coming from? And then we know, and I'm sure, you know, many of you have read many good books and have spoken to many smart people. We know that something like, I don't know, being born prematurely. That was, for instance, Valentine this morning when I wanted to know more about the story. Then I was told, okay, he was actually born prematurely, 6 weeks early, right? That does something to a kid, that kid might need extra more safety and you know, maybe has other needs, most likely. Then the family has moved at least 4 times and he's just 4 years old. And I'm not saying that's good or bad, but I'm just saying it has an effect. That kid has been to 3 different play schools right now. And then this kid has learned that if I don't want to go and I make a fuss, and he's gotten good at it and he's totally safe. Every kindergarten teacher said after 3 minutes of, you know, freaking out, he's fine. He actually has a great time. He plays. But it's that moment of having to leave mama. And that's where he will now, and that's why they've now reached out, he will scream so hard that he will go blue in his face. So we can get super dramatic when we're fearing that our life in some way is in threat. So this is where I'd like you now to take a nice full breath. And then tune into your heart and say, even if I don't know when this fear was first created, this top fear of mine that's popping up inside of me right now, even if I don't know when this was first created, all I do know is it is so now. And I am fulfilled. I delete all that could stop me. And I download everything I need to do so now with grace, ease, and joy. Thank you. So it is, so it shall be, or something even better. Take a nice full breath. So now that you know when you for the very first time felt that fear, was it this life? Was it a past life? Or was it handed down to you generationally? So was it this life? Was it a past life? Was it handed down to you genealogically? This is just for your entertainment, because I mean, your highest intelligence knows exactly when this happened. This is more for the researchers under you or the analysts who are like, no, I want to know more. When exactly did this happen? So I'll ask you again in a different way. I'll say, did this pattern, if you knew when it first was created, was it before or after your birth? Or during your birth? Before, after, during your birth? Write down the first answer for those of you who did this now. Before, after, or during your birth? If it was during your birth, there you go. It's during your birth. If it was after your birth, how old were you? If only I knew how old I was, and I know how old I was. I was. Write down the number. How old were you? Write down the number. Okay. Now, for all those of you who said, no, this is before birth. This is an old thingy, before birth. Okay, here's your next question. If it was before your birth, was it handed down to you genealogically? So did it come somewhere from your ancestors? Was it handed down to you? Or was it a past life? Handed down to you, past life. Write it down, and you know, yes, you know. Cool? Okay, so now you actually have more than enough information to do something about it. So are you in to do something about it? Then now say yes. And I can see if your lips are moving, so I'm going to ask you again. Are you now ready, willing, and able to release this pattern and to be consciously aware of it? If so, then say yes. Yes. And nodding is not a yes. The reason why I want you to say yes in your language is so that your brain hears it. Yes, thank you. Smart girls are putting it into the chat. Yes. Okay, cool. Now that you, the conscious you, the one that's in charge, has made this decision, we're going to help our system get in alignment with this choice. to be free of this fear. And then at the end, after this, we're going to intend on it together. And then this intention you could share. You could show this to your kids. You could show it to your loved ones, anybody, right? And you say, hey, I love this process. Here's how you could do something about this fear that you might have. Sound good? Okay. So who knows what the first step is that we take? Nicole, Lily, Yolanda, what's your guess? What's going to be our first move? Yeah, I've seen something. Lily, you said it? Yes, 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 yes. We switch. Okay, so now label this fear. Okay, so maybe it's fear of spiders, fear of noise, fear of darkness, fear of airplanes, fear of time pressure, fear of crowded places, fear of money and lack of money, fear of worrying about others, the fear of not seeing the ground, the fear of the light, the fear of the unknown. All these fears. I love and accept myself. At my deepest level. And from the very first time that I felt this way, and breathe. And I love and accept myself. When I now choose to be free of this fear. Yes, I choose to be free of this fear. Say it 3 times. I choose to be free of this fear. Nice full breath. Just tune in. Do you feel the energy in your hands? Right? Do you feel it? Oh, so you're moving the energy. Cool. Now we're going to go underneath our left arm. We're going to activate our spleen. This is where our self-confidence and our self-worth are at home. Let's just imagine that, okay? And we say, repeat your fear. We just say, fear. I love and accept myself, even if parts of me doubt that I can be free of this fear. Okay. I now choose to know that I am more than worthy to be free of this fear now, yes. And I totally believe in myself. Totally. I really believe in myself. I do. Yes, I believe in myself. And breathe. Good. Tune in again. Noticing any shifts. I'm noticing that the energy around my heart is kind of starting to do this kind of move. Notice what's happening for you. Thumbs. We are activating our lungs. It's strengthen our lungs. Take a couple of nice full breaths, and then we say, fear. Whew. I love and accept myself with all the moments that I feel sad and hopeless and small. It's okay. And I now choose to let go of the grief and to step into my power of joy, because I deserve to be happy now, happy and healthy. Yes, now. And breathe. Excellent job. So proud of you. Move right into our kidneys. Here, we're going to the core of the fear. Allow yourself to feel that fear one last time. Okay, just because you can. So go right in there. Just notice, where is it? Okay, and then you say, fear. I love and accept myself with you. And now that I choose to release you, I am free of you. I am courageous. I am so brave. I can do this. I will do this. And I'm doing this now. I am free. I am free to be me. Yes, all of me. And breathe. Excellent. Notice again, quick check-in. My energy swell is coming up here now. So now we're going to move to our livers. Right side underneath your rib cage, your liver. I'm feeling this kind of so just make a sound for your liver. I love and accept myself with all and any anger at my deepest level, and from the very first time that I felt angry. And I now choose to forgive myself. I forgive myself for feeling fearful and small and making up all these excuses and holding myself down. It's okay. I just didn't know any better, but now I do. And now I am choosing to be at peace with being all who I am, to be my most courageous self, to show my brave heart to this world, and to be at peace with myself and all those around me. I am at peace wherever I am. I'm at peace if it's noisy or if it's quiet, if I'm up in the air or down on the ground or in the water. I'm at peace when I'm alone or with others. I'm at peace in darkness and in the light. I'm at peace if I can see something or if I can see nothing. I am at peace even when there's pressure around me. I'm at peace when there are animals around me, even if there's spiders and mice and I don't know, all these things. It's okay because I am at peace. Yes, that's who I am. Breathe. Okay, tune in again. Take a breath into your heart. Let's all drop into our heart space now, okay? And then from this space of our hearts, that's what I teach children. That's your happy place. There's that sanctuary in your heart, you know, that beautiful place that you can redesign anytime. Tune into what it looks like today. What does your sanctuary of the heart look like? Mine today looks like a Moroccan riad. It's got this beautiful courtyard inside. It's got a fountain and there are lots of cushions around. Yeah, that's my sanctuary. Tune into what yours looks like. You might want to share it in the chat if you feel like it. Appreciate this place. And from this beautiful place now, we are going to cut the karmic links, the energetic cords. We're going to just eradicate, transform, delete, kick it out, whatever you want to use, this fear. And we are going to completely tune into that brave, courageous, wise, goddess warrior self. Do you see her? Again, you could tune into what does she look like? Mine has kind of this golden armor on her, but it's very flexible armor and it's golden shiny. That's what she looks like today. What does your warrior goddess look like? What is she wearing? What colors are around her? Is she making any sounds? Is there anything that comes through? Anything you know? Anything you feel? Okay. And now from this place, with our goddess warrior standing behind us, we are now going to cut the links by moving the energy between our hearts and our brains, okay? And now imagine that warrior goddess grabbing her lightsaber, her magic wand, whatever she has in her hand right now. It's a perfect tool. And you say, fear. I claim my power back. And I give you your power back. I claim my freedom back. And I give you your freedom back. I forgive you for all the pain and suffering you have ever created. And I ask for forgiveness for any pain and suffering that I ever created. The past remains in the past, and only love can connect us. I wish you well, just as I wish myself well. And one more breath. Maybe you'd like to place your hands on your heart or somewhere else where it feels good. And then just allow yourself for 5 precious seconds to imagine this overwhelming feeling of gratitude washing through your body, washing through your toes and ankles and legs and hips and groin and belly and all inner organs. Breathe that wave of gratitude up into your heart. Allow it to swirl around your heart. Cleanse that space around your heart to make lots more space for love. And breathe it up into your shoulders, maybe even roll your shoulders up and back to shake off any burdens you might have picked up on the way. Allow that gratitude to wash down your arms until it comes into your palms, into your fingertips. And take one more breath and allow that gratitude to wash through your brains, left and right and back and front and up and down. And then take it right up into your crown chakra. Imagine you're getting this crown of light placed on your precious head at the count of 3. And this crown of light signifies not only your ancestors cheering you on, it also signifies that light warrior that you are, that lighthouse, that peaceful goddess. So 1, take a full breath in and hold your breath. 2, let it go. And 3, imagine receiving this crown of light. Allow that light to fill all parts of your body, every single cell with that light, and allow yourself to receive it. Let's take one full breath together as we bring in this light into our systems. We say, thank you, thank you, thank you. So is it, so it shall be, or something even better. And then as you open your eyes again and you notice your surroundings, go see if you can still find that feeling or if it's gone now. Like, what feeling? And then check in, right? What feeling? And then check in with yourself. What's there instead? What do you notice now? What change do you notice? Again, Nicole, Yolanda, Lily, time for your sharing. What happened for you girls? Good time to drink a glass of water also, ladies, if you feel like it. Yolanda, Nicole, speak.
Super relaxed, super like, oh, nothing can do me any harm. It's perfect.
I love that. And also you look really happy. I like how you like this sort of, good. I like that. Beautiful. Thank you. Nicole, how about you?
It was really evolving through the tapping already. With every tapping point, it was already, wow, so much lighter. And this coronation, so to say, was the finalization of it. It was beautiful, really, and so calm, and like the energy is flowing in the whole body, and yeah, everything is more at ease.
Nice. I've seen beautiful comments in the chat while it's zipping along, a lot of words of peace and lighter and stuff. Lily, how about you? What happened for you?
I recognize that what I described when you asked was not so much a fear as a dislike. And I took it back to the time of when I first moved to Europe, and I was already 33 years old at that time. And it was like resisting the change of moving into the Northern Hemisphere. I wanted to stay in the South. I wanted to stay in Australia. I wanted to stay in the sun and the warm. And to just accept that and to go and say, hey, yeah, this is where I am. And then when the image of the goddess, it was Lily the Pink, the fairy. I mean, I used to follow this lady called a Fly Lady, and there was a cartoon figure. She was quite chubby, and she was like a fairy, and she had wings, and that was me, dressed in purple, wings.
I love that.
And a wand, and Lily. The song, I don't know if you know the song, Lily the Pink. She's the savior of the human race, and it was just a crowning of me in my goddess glory, in who I am, and accepting. Yes, this is me, and it's everything is fine. Everything is okay.
You do know that now I'm going to go on a mission to find you some pink wings to bring to Cyprus. You do know that. That is now happening. Excellent. And you've so beautifully brought it back, all of you, back to, I need to accept that this is where I am. And that's what we want, whether it's the 4-year-old Valentine or the 16-year-old girl. what they want to learn is that, hey, this is where I am right now. And it's my decision. It's up to me now to make the best out of this, right? So that I can learn to self-regulate. So that even within an environment that is not 100% perfect for me, which it might never be, right? What's perfect? Maybe our bedroom at home, and not even that, maybe, right? We do have sanctuaries, and we need to find sanctuaries where it's perfect. So for me, a sanctuary is often going and sitting underneath a tree. That's what I do. When I'm in cities, I always go find nature somewhere. That helps me. Or if I can't find that, then it's taking a bath or a shower, or even sitting on a window ledge and just breathing. But, you know, find your own sanctuaries. And this is something we want to teach children to. And that's what I do with the Joyful Kids. I teach them to find their safe place, to find their happy place, so that they learn that, you know, ideally 3 breaths, I'm back into peace. Do you know how powerful that is? And I've seen children do it again and again and again. Kids that used to freak out because of something, and it could be they lost at a game, they couldn't find their sock, they didn't get chocolate, or, you know, whatever it is, right? It's going from total freak out tantrum, I'm going to go blue in the face and get so cross that I'll even vomit, to being, I can handle this, because they've learned, and it's not something they have to do, but they want to do it. So that takes us to that we always need motivation to why would I even bother? So think now that you've cleared a lot and you're feeling so good anyway. The next question is, what are you going to do now that this is no longer holding you back? What are you going to do now that this is no longer holding you back? So for Yolanda, if she would work on the airplane stuff, right, would be, oh, because now travel is going to be enjoyable for me. Now it's not, I can go wherever I want and wherever I'm needed, because whether it's a plane or a train or a car or a horse, I'm going to get there, right? So notice that for yourself. What's different now? And what comes up? What's the first thing that will be possible for you now that you have shifted that? Because you want to keep that as the goalpost that's dragging you towards it. That's what heart's desires are. Heart's desires are if you have got a goalpost in the future and it's pulling you towards it, because the desire will move you to it, but you need to have it. It has to be worth it. So my job with Valentin is to find out what gets him excited. What does he really want to be able to do? And I know I'm going to find something. Maybe it's, I don't know, going to play football somewhere or climb a mountain, or I don't know, I've got to find what gets him excited. And if I know what gets him excited, I can show him how what's holding him back now is stopping him from ever getting there. Because I don't know, let's say it's playing football. Is he really always going to have mommy running behind the ball as well? It's not going to be fun when he's 15 with his friends, right? So, you know, and then we can show the conscious mind why it's worth it. And that is going to keep you going through times where, you know, maybe you might still feel tempted to fall back in an old pattern, because the fear's gone. The inception point you've removed. But now it's about keeping the momentum going, and that's best done with nice, juicy heart's desires. So what comes up for you ladies now? What is something that's going to be something like that? Yolanda, Nicole, Lily, you're going to go first. Now that you've let go of this, what's the desire that comes up that's going to keep you going?
Going to the Amazon. And I know there are a lot of spiders there.
Yeah. So you could, right, on the vision board, obviously we need an Amazon picture now, right? And then you could even, and this is what I like to do when I notice a resistance. I don't even call it fear anymore. I notice a resistance, right? Like if I notice a little resistance to the idea of learning how to scuba dive. But how to get myself excited about scuba diving is watching great films of underwater, beautiful things, right? What gets me excited about scuba diving is the idea that after I've done scuba diving, I can lie on the beach, feel like a hero. So you want to, you know, use your fantasy and imagination to get the spark, to keep it going. Like you've sparked the flame. But now, which is, you know, to keep the fire going, you have to keep coaxing it. So Lily, what came up for you? Thank you, Yolanda. Amazon.
Yeah, for me, it's this whole thing, I think, of accepting that I'm staying here in Europe or that I belong here, because somehow I've just recently really been dealing with the issue, recognizing my parents were refugees when they left Czechoslovakia to go to Australia. I mean, I often talk about myself as a 2 generations mothers removed, when my mother moved from Europe to Australia, and then I moved from Australia to Europe and never had any support. And so that's been a part of my resistance or fear or negativity. And to deal with that, I mean, been living in this flat in the city for 5 years, and we have no garden or balcony. And now it's the point of deciding where's it going from here, but accepting that I'm going to stay in Europe. I mean, that's not even a definite decision yet, but that's something that that I'm dealing with.
Sisters, are we also feeling a little resistance here still? So there's still work to do here.
Uh-huh.
She's realized where this is coming from, right? But there's still a part that keeps going in the back. It's because, you know, this and this and moved and this and this. And I get it. Does it make sense in one way? Yeah, but you're old enough now. And yes, it's accepting that, yeah, because you started out with, it's accepting that I am in Europe now. And if you accept that, then the next question is, okay, so where in Europe would I really want to be? Maybe it's not in the flat in Vienna that doesn't have a garden or anything, but where could it be? So your juicy bit would be saying, okay, if I could design my ideal place and start small, what would it be? And why I say start small is start with your bedroom. What would your ideal bedroom look like? And then once you start tuning into your ideal bedroom or kitchen or whatever it is that you love, then you can start expanding and saying, okay, now that I got the bedroom sorted out, what would the ideal kitchen, the drawing room, the garden, the whatever look like? And once you start imagining, what are you doing? You're manifesting. And if you get yummy feelings inside about, oh, this is my new place, it might happen like it happened for me, right? Soon I'm going to be able to show you pictures of my fabulous new place. What did it take? It took patience as well, but dedication. I knew, because I have always found good places, that again, I'm going to find the perfect place. It took me 9 months, no? And I get it, Lily. I also had to accept I'm in Salzburg now. And I'm going to stay in Salzburg, because part of me was like, nah, maybe I should go to Portugal. Maybe I should go here. I don't know, right? But in truth, I know that this is where I need to be right now. And now that I'm here, where's the best place? And I think that might be your process now, Lily, or anybody else who's kind of in that thing. Start small, imagine something that you would like to imagine, and then let it expand out. And then within shortest time, you'll not only have the whole picture, the whole feeling or sound for this new thing that you want, but it'll start manifesting quicker and quicker. Okay, cool. Nicole, did you say something?
No, not yet.
Would you like to now?
Yes, I do. I took, actually, I was looking before, the seller thing was not the main thing that stresses me, also up till now. And so I took more the financial stress, right, that I have experienced all over the past years again and again. And so one of the things I'm going to...
I'm sorry, but that is interesting. I'm going to call you out on that one, because the seller stress is way older.
Yes.
So the financial stress, I'd be surprised if you had that as a kid, unless your parents were very worried about that.
As a kid. Oh, no, as a kid, no.
Exactly. So I would do that whole thing again, because you see, often we think, yeah, but the more important is the money stress. But your unconscious came up with the seller stress first.
All right.
So
all right.
I would really go back to that one, because who knows, it might even be linked
And
to the money stress.
It's very interesting you're saying this, because actually when I have that seller stress, the feeling of it is a similar way I feel when I suddenly was there and I wanted to pay and the card didn't work, for example. It's just now while you're saying that, I really feel that this is a very similar way.
So that's where it's like a ball of wool, right? You pull somewhere and then you find all these connections. So I thank you for sharing that. See, I'm sure there were many others who also now made a new synaptic complex somewhere.
Yeah, how the things are also interconnected, which we don't connect at all.
Right. Okay, any other comments in the chat that we need to get into? Lily and Nicole, Yolanda, can you check? If not, we're going to start intending and do 5 minutes. Yeah, I'm seeing some reading faces, but nothing saying faces. Keep yourself unmuted, Nicole, please. And I would need a timekeeper now. Okay, someone who's going to keep an eye out for the 5 minutes and then let us know that the 5 minutes have passed. So Nicole or Yolanda, would you like to? You're going to do that?
Cool.
Mhm.
Okay, Yolanda, then us two will work on the intention statement. Okay, could you write it in the chat? I'm going to write it on my piece of paper. And for all of you, I advise to write it down. Okay, so our intention is to be, we are completely, permanently, and immediately free of fear and happy and healthy. I think that's the most important thing right now, right? We feel safe, we feel completely free of fear, safe, healthy, and happy. I like that. Okay, our intention is, I'm going to write this down. And Yolanda, if you could put it in the chat or someone, please. Our intention is that we are completely, permanently, and immediately free of fear and yeah, and safe, healthy, and happy. Okay, for everyone who's auditory, our intention is that we are completely, permanently, and immediately free of fear, safe, healthy, and happy. In every way, we'll add at the end. Safe, healthy, and happy in every way. Yeah? And we're now sending it to us in the circle, right? Are you ready? 5 minutes of silence. There's going to be no music. You might hear me breathing. And Nicole is going to call us back when the 5 minutes are over. Okay, we all ready? Okay, the 5 minutes start now, and we imagine that we're all holding hands. Lily, do you want to put us all on all screens so we all see each other? I love that. And we'll see each other while we're doing it. And as we imagine holding hands with each other, let's take 3 full breaths together. Taking a full breath in as we ground down into the earth, feeling safe. Exhaling. Taking another full breath in. Feeling the connection to the universe, to our intuition, our highest selves. And with our third breath, we drop into our hearts. And then from our heart, let's keep the mics muted, everybody else, please. Yolanda, everybody else. From our hearts, we send out the intention with love. Our intention is that we are completely, permanently, and immediately free of fear. And we feel safe, healthy, and happy in every way. Our intention is that we are completely, permanently, and immediately free of fear and feel safe, healthy, and happy in every way. our intention is that we are completely, immediately and permanently free of fear, safe, healthy and happy in every way.
And slowly come back into the here and now. Take a deep breath in and put up your arms, feeling the safety.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you, Nicole, for getting us back so nicely. So how are we all? Quick thumbs up. How was that for you? What did you notice? It takes a little bit to come back, doesn't it? That was just 5 minutes. The energy is so powerful when we do this together. Who can feel that? Who felt the energy of the group? Can you just raise your arm or wave something? Yeah, a lot of you felt something good. Who of you felt something happening inside? Raise your hand. Just notice something was happening. Martin, what did you notice? Did you notice something inside or the group energy? Just notice what you notice. Okay. Okay. Well, thank you, thank you, thank you. That was a wonderful circle. As always, thanks to you all for being here. And I really look forward to seeing you again next week. Little shout out on my behalf. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all the wonderful reviews my new book is getting on Amazon. If you haven't left a review yet, either to the English or to the German version, or you could also send My Life a wonderful review on my Italian book, then this is your invitation to do so. And as a little thank you to all those that leave a review, I am giving a special masterclass that will answer more of your questions about intuition, and also give you a little leadway into a new topic that I'm very excited about called intuitive manifestation. And it'll be for free for all those who leave me a 5-star review on Amazon. So if you would like to do that, then now is your time. We're still collecting the names. It's going to be a small masterclass, so we'll really be able to have conversations, and I'll be able to answer your personal question. And I'm really looking forward to gathering with you again. And yeah, see you next week. Lily, Yolanda, Nicole, any closing words you want to add? Are we all good? Yolanda's good. Yeah.
All good. All good.
How we like it. Bye-bye, darlings.
Bye
Thank you
bye.
so much.
Have a good night.
You too.